Right now, what I want to take a look at is how to manage these duplicates because it can happen. It happened today. I probably had them already imported as contacts, and I did another import today. Whatever the scenario may be, you might have some duplicates, right? You don't know how they got there, and that's exactly what we want to address today. So let's go ahead and check how that's going to be managed. So for Jason here, that's quite common that we can have a duplicate contact. So let's go to contacts on the left-hand side, and let's take a look at our contacts. All right, so there's probably a handful, probably our married couples were the ones that were duplicated for some reason. And here we go. If you ever have this issue, my suggestion is to take a glance at it and see what's going on. For example, Dan Jackson here is duplicated, including Ari. Let's do Ari. If I check mark Ari, both of those, because I don't see a difference here, they truly are the same person. Up at the top, you'll see something called a merge selected. If you click on this, it will tell you, do you want to merge these two contacts? And if you see a drop-down menu, if you see options here, it might be that that's the reason why the duplication was here. Maybe a different zip code, maybe a different address. For some reason here, we might not know the reason why there's a duplicate because each, upload is unique, and sometimes you might not know why it was duplicated, but it's easy to correct. In this case, I'm just going to hit save because I want to merge these two. It is the same person. Notice that they are merged. There's another way to do this by clicking on the three dots on here. And if Taxstem detects that there are duplicates, you can merge duplicates automatically. Taxstem will do it for you. Sometimes I don't recommend that because there might be, John Smith. There's many John Smiths that exist in the world, and they might really be different people. So you don't want to merge some accounts together if you don't feel that's adequate. However, if you have like 2,000 accounts, it might be nice to do this in bulk by clicking on merge duplicates. But always try to do your best to do it manually, just so like Dan here, I know for a fact we got to merge these together. I'm just going to hit save. But as a shortcut here, notice that Dan Jackson here, and then we have Jason, right? Let's see if when we click on merge duplicates, this is going to merge them all for us. All right, so I'll give it a minute because sometimes it does take a minute or two for the system to do all of the merging. I'm going to hit reload, and hopefully I don't see any duplicates anymore. Okay, I'm just going to reload this just one more time. All right, so let's see. Do I still have duplicates? Dan Jackson's still duplicated. Well, no, he's not. That's Dan and Deli. So I think we are good to go. Mosley Smith, we have Moxley here. We are good to go. In case that you have a lot more contacts and want to run through them, we have this filter here. Well, not necessarily filter, but it allows for you to display the right number of contacts. In this case, 250 if you happen to have, 2,000 accounts, probably ideal so you can do a bird's eye view of what you want to merge and what you want to correct, right? Okay, so now that we know how to merge duplicates, really easy to do, right? It's really straightforward. Sometimes you're going to have to sit there and just, scroll through all of your accounts to make sure that there are no duplicates. Usually this is not too common, really, but if you see this happen, usually it happens with multiple accounts. With contacts that have businesses and individual accounts, you potentially might see a duplicate there. So I hope that this was clear because this is something that is very, very common.